you were participating in the nervous system series, which this class arrived from and flowed into. So a lot of what we were doing in the nervous system series is flowing into this class. So it is moving the spine in all directions. We're going to be doing some different pranayama in the class, which is, I realize that sometimes we don't use that word, and a lot of you go, I have no idea what that is, Michelle, right? And so pranayama is breathing techniques. Okay, so prana meaning energy, yama meaning to lengthen, expand, or direct. I don't like to use the word control because sometimes they translate it as that, but I don't really like that word. And so using different pranayama techniques to help connect to the vagus nerve. And so we've been focusing on the vagus nerve, which is our 10th cranial nerve. Okay, and it comes out from the skull behind your ears. It flows down through your neck into your ears. So we have been doing some techniques for the ears. Okay, one of them, which if you're lying down, you can also do this, is you grab your earlobe, and I'll come really close to the camera so that you can see this. Is you grab your earlobe and you can massage it as your vagus nerve comes into your earlobe and then right into the ear cavity. So you can put your finger there and just massage. And so they've got little tools now, which they call vagus nerve stimulation, where they create little earpieces that send electrical vibration into your ear to help balance out so many different conditions. So your vagus nerve is your longest cranial nerve. With it also going through the ear, it affects your eyes, your throat, your heart. Okay, so it affects the heart by lowering the breath. So
does it work if you don't have anything inside your ear?
It does, yes. You mean like cartilage?
Well, everything was removed out of my ear, so there's nothing there. So
I wonder if they removed all your nerves. Do you feel any sensation when you rub it, Joey?
When I touch my earlobe, I do.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good thing. Okay. That's a good thing, because the minute you feel something, right, that means you still have a nerve ending, right? Yeah. Yeah, and that's okay, because what they probably did is they took out the 3 little bones that are in the ear that conduct sound, right? So they rub against each other. There are tiniest bones in our body, which are so cool. There's 3 of them in the ear. I forget their names, but they hit against each other and then they pass through the ciliary nerve hairs in our ear. It goes down to our heart, to our lungs, and then all into our digestive system. So it's our longest cranial nerve in the body. And the vagus nerve is called the wanderer. I know, isn't that great? I love that name. So as we lie down and we check in, and some of you are already there, if you wanted to have a bolster underneath the legs, or if you just wanted to have the knees bent with no bolster, or turning the bolster up on its side. So you can have like straight, bent. I'm just going to keep my knees bent just without any props for me today, except behind the head. And I wanted to start today with one of the breaths that we are bringing in to class. And it's a breath that harnesses when we have excess energy in the body. And it is the one where we took 2 inhales through the nose and then we purse the lips to release the breath out the mouth. So it's 2 quick inhales. And then purse the lips, blow it out the mouth. So let's do that again. Inhale twice through the nose. Purse the lips, blow it out the mouth. One more time. 2 inhales through the nose. Purse the lips, blow it out the mouth. Take a moment to land and locate in your body. And we do that by noticing the weight of the body, the outline of the body on the floor. The awareness that here in the studio, we have locked the door to create a container for us so that the nervous system knows that it feels safe. And those of you joining us online, noticing the container that you've created for yourself. And now the breath is just flowing as it needs to. And it might feel, oh, I need a couple more breaths out the mouth. Maybe a sigh, maybe a cleansing breath. Ah. And as you do that cleansing breath, it might come in another 3, 4, 5 times, maybe more, maybe less. Ah. We can sense each time we cleanse and we offer a sound that there's a release, a heaviness in the body. Maybe your hands are touching the body and the area of our nervous system, which we're moving through a theory called the polyvagal theory. And I'll send a video, and some of you have already watched it, on the polyvagal theory. But the nerves of the vagus nerve come off the ventral part of the body, which helps to connect us into our system of connection. So off behind the skull, the ears, the face, the throat, the heart, the upper part of the lungs. And so you might even just feel, does it feel nice for me to want to put my hand on my chest? If your elbow's floating in the air, which I feel mine is right now, my body's asking me to put a little support underneath it. So I'm just taking my chip foam block. And then you might place the other hand on your abdomen. I've just supported my hand. You might feel, oh, I can feel that the elbow finds a chip foam block. Sometimes you might have 2 chip foam blocks and put one under each, or use the 4-inch block, which is what I'm using. Sometimes both hands want to be on the belly, which is the lowest part of the vagus nerve, which controls our digestion. Hands might rest on the abdomen. And our sympathetic nervous system, our system of action, the nerves run off the spine. We're just taking a moment here as we feel the diaphragmatic breath come in, expanding on the inhale, belly, rib cage, maybe heart. And as we exhale, there's a little gentle gathering of the belly, the ribs, the chest softening. Just allow your body to receive the expansion on the inhale, opening. And as you exhale, there's a softening as the ribs gather in and the belly deflates, and you become a little bit heavier. You might notice, oh, my shoulders are starting to let go. Maybe your arms feel like they want to reach up and just cross over the chest or be spread open on the floor, taking up a little bit more space away from the body. A good way to affect the heart center and come into balancing the nerves and regulating the nervous system in the upper part of the body above the heart, torso, neck, skull, is by opening the palm of the hands if they're on the floor and feeling the palm of the hands face up towards the ceiling, and feel the thumbs and the index and the middle and the ring and the pinky finger reach towards the floor. And then just hold up open palm. So feel your thumb reach as well. Some of your fingers might not touch, and that's okay. And then just let the hands soften a little bit. Do that again, just reaching and opening the palm of the hands, bringing the back of the nails towards the floor. And then softening. We're going to do an opening twist in a moment to open the front of this upper part of the chest and the shoulders. And I want you to check in around having different supports behind the head. So right now I've got a chip foam block, but I know when I turn to the side, sometimes that's not enough for me. So those of you at home might grab a throw pillow off your couch. And some of you in the studio might feel, oh, I might switch out the block and put a bolster under the head. So let's choose one side. Doesn't matter what side you're rolled onto. And just roll onto your side body and let your legs come up to a place that feels good for you. So sometimes when you draw the legs up a little bit higher and you stack the legs and the knees, you'll find that your lower back will lengthen. Yeah, great. And then your bottom arm, you're going to extend onto the floor, and your top arm, you're going to extend on top of it. So palm to palm. And then see if your gaze can look straight ahead. I'm just going to adjust my pillow because I've got my mic here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is as we inhale, we're going to take that top arm, that top hand, and start to draw along and trace the arm. So trace the wrist, the forearm, the upper arm, go across your chest, inhale. And as you exhale, let the arm open up to a place that feels good for you. Inhale, bring the arm up and back, roll back onto your side, and then take an exhale. And then when you're ready on your next inhale, draw across your arm, across your chest. Bring your exhalation in when you twist open. Let the arm express to a place that feels good for you. When you're ready, inhale, bring it back. Okay, so you're going at your timing, at your rhythm here. So as we inhale, we draw across the arm, the chest, open up. Maybe your head follows that top arm. Maybe even take a breath or two here. And then that top arm swings up and around as you inhale, exhale. You're just going to go through this flow. Just opening the front of the chest, nourishing and bringing us into our system of connection in the upper part of the body. One thing is when we go through these flows, once you find the rhythm, you're just allowing your body to pair with your breath. Good, looks really good. And you do as many as it feels good for you. My body wants me to do a couple more, but you ask yourself, what do I need? And when you're ready to pause, you just lie on your side and rest. Take a moment to check in how that opening with the breath across the chest, that movement feels for you. Sometimes we feel a little bit warmer in areas of the body. The breath feels a little bit smoother. The shoulders might feel a little bit softer, spacious. Okay, then when you're ready, you're gonna just roll over onto your other side. I'm gonna flip all the way around just so I can stay facing the camera, but you're just rolling over. Okay, you're lining up once again on your side body. Bottom arm extends, bringing the legs up to a place where you can feel your lower back lengthen. Remember, if you have too much pressure on your shoulder, you do just want to increase the height of what you have under your head. So for me, this shoulder is the one that sometimes speaks to me. So it feels really good for me to have the bolster because that's a nice height. Arms stacked, hands on top of one another. You take a moment to arrive there. Make sure your gaze is straight ahead. You're lengthening at the top of your head. And then when you're ready on the inhale, you just start to slide that top arm hand across the body. Bring the exhalation in. Inhale, letting the arm flow back. Remember, this is your timing, your rhythm. Good. Beautiful. Finding as you make this movement your own, noticing how the shape feels in your body. Sometimes we find a spot and you just want to rest there, and that's great. You listen to what you need. This is your practice. And as we feel as many rounds that needs to come in for you, resting. Feel the breath. Sometimes it wants to release out the mouth. Sometimes it wants to purse the lips again. You might even find that 2 inhales and that pursed lip out the mouth, the exhale comes back in. So remember, if we're feeling a little bit stressed or anxious, that breath, that 2 inhales through the nose and then pursing the lips on the exhale, it helps to calm and re-regulate your nervous system in those moments of stress. A lot of energy coming in. Good. And then we're going to come and sit up when you're ready. So you can have your top hand, arm rooting down. We're going to come up. We're just going to find a seated position to start. Good. So let's bring in the awareness of the bee breath. I'm just going to take off my glasses for this one. So we've been doing the humming breath, some of us over the while. And the bee breath is that humming as we put our lips together and let it come out the mouth. And some of us might have explored in time, right? And hand mudra. Yeah, legs can be straight too if you feel, and cross. And the hand mudra is putting your thumbs in your ears. And I'll come a little bit closer to this. And then your index finger goes on your eyebrow. Yeah, there you go. And glasses are a little bit tricky with this. If you want to take them off, you can just listen to the cue. Middle finger goes close to your nostril. The ring finger goes around the edges of your mouth. And then the pinky finger just touches around the chin. And this breath, you're going to inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to hum, and it withdraws the senses. So you hear the sound vibrate inward. To inhale, humming. Mm. If the sensation is too much internally, you just release your hands and keep humming without. You let that breath stay for as long as it wants to be there. Then you release your hands. You can just close your eyes for a moment. Do a check-in. That humming vibration connects to the throat, area of the throat, and connects to the vagus nerve as it passes through the throat. It helps to, once again, regulate our nervous system. Also increases our immune system. And it's a vasodilator, which is really amazing. So we're going to go into, after a few more breaths here, our cat-cows. And so some of us aren't going on our hands and knees, but some of us feel comfortable on hands and knees. Some of us feel that we don't want to be on hands and knees, but we want to be on forearms. Okay. And then some of us can stay seated. And if you're seated, you're just going to extend your legs out, shake them out, and then cross the legs or straighten them the other way. I'm going to show a couple variations. So hands are under shoulders, or elbows are under shoulders, or you're seated. If you're seated, just take a moment to be there. You're going to exhale and you're going to round through the back, pushing the floor away. And then starting with the pelvis as you inhale, letting the movement roll up the spine, nourishing the whole area of the nervous system. And if you're seated, you can feel the hands coming towards the knees as you round the back. And then as you bring the hands towards the hips, as you inhale, it's a beautiful opening through the chest. So exhale, hands towards the knees. Yeah, beautiful. Inhale, hands sweep towards the hips, opening the chest. Good. Now we're going to bring in a little bit of circling. So I'm going to start in the seated position of circling the spine. Those of you on your hands and knees or elbows and knees, you can feel your spine starting to rotate around, freeing energy up as we balance the nervous system. So sometimes we get excess energy that's trapped in the spine, in the fascia. Let your breath pair with the movement. And when one direction feels complete, you're going to go the other way. And the other option here is you can inhale, sweep the body forward towards the hands, and exhale, allow the hips to come back. If you want to, if you're on hands and knees or forearms or elbows and knees, you can even turn around and look towards one side. I'll show the variation in seated in a moment, where if you turn to the left, your left hip comes around and your gaze turns towards the left hip. So you're creating a little compression on one side. And then you inhale, hip, spine, head all back in one line. And then you go to the other side, turning the hips. If you're seated, you can just go into a nice side stretch. If the side stretch doesn't feel good reaching up too much, you can have your hands on the shoulders, or you can bring the hands behind you, just interlace. So I'm just showing you a couple variations for seated. Good. For your knees and the knees. You can child's pose at any time. So some of you are going to widen the knees, and you're going to come down. You're going to bring the torso in, release the head. If the forehead doesn't come to the floor, you can always have a block in. Have the arms beside you. I always like to take my glasses off sometimes in this one. If you want to bring in a little lateral stretch of reaching the arms off to one side, feel free. And go through center and the other side. Pause in child's pose to rest in center whenever you're ready. Yeah, good. Just gonna take a few breaths here, do a little check-in to see how we feel. Take another 2 to 3 to 4 breaths here. And we're going to do a little bit more of a lateral release here, just to extend the side body. And we're going to use either a folded blanket or the chip foam block. And I also have a bolster in front of me in case you don't want to be on your hands. Okay, so you're going to take your chip foam block or your blanket, and you're going to put it under your right knee or shin. So I'm just going to move my bolster out of the way. Okay, and then the left leg extends out to the side. So you can be here. Okay, toes of that left foot are pointing forward. Good. And now we're just going to come down for a tiny bit. So if you feel, oh, I just want to stand here, I don't want to be on my forearms or hands, then you can do that. You can come down onto your forearms, or you can be on your hand. And you're just going to allow the torso and the hips to shift forward and back. Just very softly, just opening the hips. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yes, you got it. Uh-huh. And then when you feel ready, we're going to start to root down through the shin, the foot, and come up. So you're going to be nice and tall. So you're going to feel left hand touching left leg. And this is gate pose. And it's really nice release for the side body. So the right arm is going to reach up. Now you're going to check in with your shoulder once you get here. How does that feel? If it doesn't feel like it wants to be up, then you're going to touch your shoulder. Yeah. And then you're going to lean over to the left. Good. And then the arm is going to come down in front. You're going to inhale. You're going to sweep down and up. Now remember, if you're touching your shoulder, you're doing that first before you go over. You're leading with your elbow. Then the arm unfurls and you inhale up. If you're leaving the arm extended, it comes over and you unfurl. Ah, beautiful. Good, let's do 1 or 2 more. Now, this is when you can come out if you feel, oh, I feel like I've had enough. Or if you do want to do the little side release, you're going to put your right hand on the floor. So for some of us, we're not going to do this part. You're just going to come out and rest in child's pose. If you feel that the right hand comes out about 1.5 feet over, you really want to press into this left foot. Yeah, and then open up. Yes, beautiful. And that arm reaches up. Yes, you got it. Empowerment here. And then if you want, you can even reach that arm over. It's up to you. You can stay here or over. Beautiful, Gloria. Oh, one more breath. Okay, then release, come down, move into child's pose for a moment. And take a moment to pause and feel the effects of that flow. And the breath might be out the mouth, might be in and out of the nose. You might purse the lip. You might take that cleansing breath. Keeping this energy of empowerment through the classes and harnessing this excess energy as so much is moving as we come around the holidays, all around us and within us. And so we're taking that energy and harnessing it into a way that can help to balance the nervous system. We feel more alive and regulated. Notice that we have this quality of awareness. As you take 1 to 2 more breaths, we're going to come up and we're going to do that flow again on the other side. So that means left knee, left shin supported, right leg out to the side. And then you want to choose, if your wrists are feeling a little sensitive, you can always use this bolster to come down, to shift forward and back, or just stay upright. Okay, you don't have to come down in this one. You're just going to shift the whole torso and pelvis forward and back. Inhale, exhale, yes. Now that you've loosened the inner thigh and the hips up a little bit more, you're going to root down to rise up. Good. Feel that the right leg, the toes are facing forward. Right hand can be on your leg. Left arm, you're going to reach it up. There you go. Good, Joni. As you inhale, check in with the shoulder. This, for me, the shoulder is feeling that it's speaking to me. So I'm going to put my hand on my shoulder and I'm going to exhale over, but you can extend here. Okay, then the arm flows down as you inhale, exhale, and up, and exhale over. Ah, good. Nice. Good. That looks a really good adjustment, Nessa. I'm going to choose how this flow feels. Good, Marianne. How's that feeling? Okay. Yeah. Hey, when you're ready, you're either coming out and pausing in child's pose, or you're placing that left hand down, fingers pointing away, feeling this long line. Yeah, you got it. Reaching that right arm up. Yes. So empowering. So you can have this line going through the chest, the shoulders, or you can reach over. Yeah, good. So Marianne, your left hand, if you can you put it out to the side on the other side of the block? Yeah, and then open your chest and look towards me. Yeah, there it is. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to come back and feel your chest come back towards me a little bit if I can. It's good. This is a good one for your shoulder, right? Yeah, when you're ready, you're going to come down. Yeah, I can feel your, how does it feel on your shoulder, that one? It's opening, it's challenging it a little bit, right? Yeah, it's challenging the opening there, right? Aha. Okay, so just a few more breaths, and then we're going to transition up to standing. So some of you are going to go from the floor through downward dog up to standing, and some of you are just going to step one foot forward, bring the other foot and come into a forward fold and stand up. If you're going into downward dog, you're bringing the hands nice and wide in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes under. Inhale, exhale. Pressing the floor away. Walking the feet to the hands, hands to the feet. Staying in your forward fold, you can be halfway or full. Then you're going to rise up. And release. Yeah, good. We're creating some heat, right? We got some heat going on in here. Okay, so let's do a few swinging twists just to release that. So you can keep the foot on the floor if you want, or when the arms go to the left, you can let your right foot come off the floor with just keeping the toes on the floor, and it will bring this movement, this twist a little bit more through the whole body. Yes, good. Slow it down. So a lot of us have a ball or a dowel or something that we grabbed. There's yours over there, Linda. Perfect. Anyone, yeah, you can have a pink ball or a dowel or whatever you felt you wanted to roll your feet out on. I always love the dowel because for me, it's my preference of choice for foot rolling, but you choose. Yeah, it's my preferences. But the ball is good too. So any ball, it can be a spiky ball, a pink ball. Okay, so you're going to find the rooting through one foot and allow that leg to lift. Okay, feel that balance for a moment because we're going to go into a few balancing poses. You just want to feel, can I feel balanced today? And then allow the foot to roll. Good. So just let the ball explore the foot, let the dowel explore the foot. Find the breath. Notice when you need to inhale or exhale. Hands might be pushing down on the ball. So when we do ball rolling, it helps us ground in our body. And grounding is really great because I don't know about how you feel, but in this time of the year, I feel everything's moving so fast. And anytime I can slow down inside of myself and take a few breaths and just pause, we're just going to roll through this. You can also do a tool where as you press down, you can do a pin. So it's a little compression and then you spin. And I was reading something around that negative bias that we were talking about at one time. Remember of how the mind sometimes it so easily goes into negativity because it's just we're programmed that way. And so just feel, I'm going to pause on that and we're just going to feel, and then we're going to step out, feel your feet. Find a focus point, root down through the foot that you just rolled. See if you can lift up that other leg. Sometimes that lifting of the pubic bone helps to feel grounded, a focus point. And then we start to roll the other side. And I was reading a book by Deb Dana, and she's a clinical psychologist, and she talks a lot about the nervous system and saying that they've done a lot of studies that, you know, one of the ways that we can kind of shift that negative bias is by noticing moments of gratitude or noticing things that glimmer. I thought that word was really beautiful. Noticing things that glimmer. And then she even wrote in there, well, what does it look like when I see something that makes me glimmer? She goes, I feel a smile come onto my lips. I feel warmth come into my heart. It makes me pause, right? I feel happier, right? I feel joy. And so I'm thinking about, hmm, is there something that you guys can think in the last day or so that kind of created that glimmer feeling for you? My necklace is glimmering. Okay, so a lot of people have actually said that to me. Your necklace has been giving me a glimmer. Yeah. Um, I had a little glimmer moment. My cat, who I love and adore, but one thing I don't like about them is she's very good at catching birds. But 95% of the time I can save them because she doesn't really kill them, right? But she brought in and put under the Christmas tree yesterday a hummingbird. I know. And I picked it up with the cloth, brought it outside, created a little home for it, and it was still breathing. And I sat with it and I gave it some energy and just stroked it like I didn't touch it, but just energetically gave it some energy. And then I put the box off to the side and I meditated with it for about 5 minutes. And then it popped up in the box and it sat up and it looked at me. And I was like, oh, right. And then I was like, I feel like you need some space, right? And so I left for about 10 minutes, came back, and it had flown away. So that brought me a glimmer. I was really happy about it. But I understand that my cat was giving me a gift as well. I don't always love her gifts, but that brought a lot of joy to me. I also have some eagles around my house. It seems to be a lot of nature, and I hear them, their sound, I can't even do it. It's really loud, right? That the sound that they make. And so that brings a little glimmer to me. Being here with you guys brings a glimmer with me. Yeah. Christmas lights, yes. Oh my God, Christmas decorations. No, we put up our tree the other day and I was just sitting there looking at my tree going, oh, I feel a glimmer. Right? It brings so much joy. Right? So one of the things I'm going to offer to you over this next week is see if you can pause and notice the glimmers that appear in your life. Okay? Because sometimes we might notice the things that aren't going well. So we can retrain our mind and our nervous system to look for the glimmers. Yeah, let me know either by email or if you come next week what they were. Interested. Okay. Feel your feet. Feel your toes. We're going to go into the flow that we did last week, which was goddess into five-pointed star. So if you have your mat facing that way, you can always turn on your mat, or you can even turn your mat so you're facing me if you want a visual. So it's anywhere from 3 to 4 feet apart, and the toes are angled out. There you go. Goodness. And then you're going to bend the knees. So the knees start to go over the second and third toe. Good. And then we have the arms up into goddess pose. So knees are bent. Feeling, wiggling the fingers a little bit helps to release the shoulders. And we're going to feel this exhale here. And then on the next inhale, we're going to root down through the feet. Feel the spine lengthen. Let the arms reach up. Let the heart open. Let your gaze come up. And as you exhale, come back down into goddess. Yes, you got it. Let's do this many times as you need to. Inhale, open up the arms, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, come back down into goddess. Inhale, extend, feel the chest open. Your arms can be wherever they need to be. And you come back down. Your flow, your rhythm. You notice how long you want to stay in each of the poses. See, does my body want to do 1 or 2 or 3 more? I'm going to do 1 more. You choose what feels good for you. And then we're going to release. Ah, feel your feet. Let them heel toe in. Shake out arms, shake out legs. And you're just going to do a little shaking, a little jostling. Yeah, this is great for the body, for the fascia. And we're also going to do a little bit of tapping. So Ness, I know you have your tapping tool if you want to use it at home, but we're going to use our hands here in the studio. So we're going to start with the upper chest. Hey, tap around the sternum down through the arms. Hey, do the rib cage. And then I'm just going to turn around so you can see it, but you can use the back of the hands to tap the back of the fascia. Your kidneys are back here too, and your adrenal glands. So sometimes, right, when you've got fight or flight going on, right, this is where it's coming out of the body. And you can tap through the hips. You might even bring the hand into a soft fist. I find that's really nice once you get into the legs. Come down. When we tap, it's a grounding technique. It also helps us feel the boundary of our body and makes us more aware of our body in space. So it helps us so that we feel more sturdy when we're out in the world and we're not falling or tripping. A good thing right now. You work your way back up the body. And I want to bring in a little hand gesture. It's a hand mudra hand gesture. We're going to cross right arm over left. And then we're going to touch our thumbs. See that? Yes, there you go. You got it. Hey, place that on the chest and then just tap the upper chest. This is very good for your nervous system. It's also an awareness of protection. Garuda is eagle. The gesture to open the heart. Just let the tapping unfold. Some of us can also feel, it releases energy into the lungs, right? And it clears the lungs too. So if you have a little bit of phlegm in the lungs, it's really good for it. Then you're going to pause and then just let the hands come a little bit away from the chest and you're going to lean the thumbs into each other. So lean right thumb into left, left into right, and reach the fingers to the side of the room, widen your collarbones. Beautiful, just bringing some space into that upper part of our nervous system. And then soften the hands, soften the leaning. Okay, we're going to try that one more time. We're going to press the thumbs into each other, reach the fingers out, widen the collarbones, release the shoulders. Soften that when you're ready. And one more time, pressing the thumbs together, reaching the fingers, widening the shoulder blades. And then let go. Let the arms release, turn the palms forward. Want to open up the front of the chest one more time. So we're just going to do this in standing. So I'm just turning around so you can see. So you can either take your right hand and hold your left wrist and pull down, or you can interlace your fingers and draw down. I'm going to use the wrist. So if you use your right hand, so I'm going to do the same. Right hand, pull left wrist. You're going to feel your left shoulder gently open up. Such a good feeling, right? You can extend those fingers on the left hand. And then you can turn the head a little bit from side to side. So we're going to do a neck and chest release. So we're going to inhale, eyes are soft. Okay, we're going to exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, lower the chin down, do a half moon motion across the chest and look over right shoulder. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale to center. Now we're going to go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, look over right shoulder. Inhale, exhale, half moon of the chin coming down over the chest, looking to the left and back to center. Beautiful. Let that go. Shake it out. Okay, now your right hand is holding, your left hand's holding your right wrist, and you're drawing down softly, letting the palm of the hand be facing opened as it faces backwards, soft fingers. Breathe here for a few breaths. Sometimes when we go into our sympathetic nervous system, our hyperarousal part of the nervous system, we start to become really tight around the front of the chest. We close off, and the skin and the fascia underneath the skin start to adhere. So we're going to inhale. We're going to do that head movement again. We're going to look over the right shoulder as we exhale. Inhale, let the chin pass down, half moon motion over the chest. Look over left and back to center. Now we're going to inhale, exhale, look over left shoulder. Inhale, chin comes down across the chest. Exhale as you look over right and back to center. Good, going to shake it out again. Little hop, little shimmy. Hey, when we have excess energy, this is a tool to release it. Another tool is going, whew, I just sweep that away. Right? So, the other day when I was driving home, someone was tailing my butt and he was so close to me. And I was like, you know what? This is not okay. And so I wanted to bring in that shield. Remember we brought the shield in last week, and some of you know it and some of you don't. So I want to bring it in. So let's say something comes up to you and the energy is really strong and they're pushing their energy on you to make you do something. And you're like, I'm not okay with this, right? And we inhaled, and as we exhaled, we push the hands forward, and then we create a shield. And so you can inhale back, and you can do it once again. Exhale, push their energy back, and then create a shield to protect you. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, empower yourself. As you exhale, push their energy away. Say, no, I'm not gonna pick that up. Draw a shield. Beautiful, let that go. He didn't, but I was like, I'm not gonna let you influence how I'm going to drive, and I'm not gonna let you stress me out. But he did not. Well, I did it I didn't, because I had to hold the wheel and I was on the highway, so good question. But what I did was, through my mirror, I pushed back the energy behind my car and I said, back off. And he did like exit a little bit, but he was just in a really big rush, right? But yeah, I was like, okay, I want to do one last breath with you standing before we head to the floor. And this one's called the breath of joy. So we're talking about glimmers today. Okay, and wanting to bring in that element of joy. So 3 inhale, it goes, and then out the mouth. So let's try that. Out the mouth. One more time. Inhale, 3 through the nose. Okay, arm position. Arms come forward in front of the heart. This is a mudra, hand gesture of offering. This is your first inhale. Okay, then you're going to open your arms out to receive. Inhale again. And then you're going to bring your arms back together and up and inhale again. And then you're going to bend your knees and release it as you exhale. So let's try that again. Inhale, stand up, arms out in front. Inhale, open, inhale. Arms back together and up, inhale. And let it go. Inhale, heart. Inhale, open. Inhale, arms back together and up. And let go with a ha. Again, inhale, heart. Inhale, open. Inhale, arms back together and up. And let it with a ha. One last time. Inhale, heart. Inhale, open. Inhale, arms back together and up. And let it go with a ha. Beautiful. Just hang there for a moment. Let your arms dangle. You might sway or shimmy or circle or just hang. So you're going to check in here because we're going to come down to the floor now. So feeling yourself, you might even just turn yourself on your mat and then say, what's the best way to support? So we know we have some shoulder issues coming in. Some of you might feel, oh, I do want to step back into downward dog, and you do that big step back. Some of you might go, oh, I feel like I'm going to come down, put as little weight as I can on my hands, step the knee down, the other one, and then release the arms. If you have another way that supports you, feel free. Those of you in downward dog, walk it out. Yeah, great. Pause in child's pose when you're ready. Feel yourself on the floor. Notice your breath. Let your body be breathed by the autonomic rhythm of your breath right now. A couple more rounds here. When you're ready, we're going to come up, lean the hips over onto one side. For those of you that have been in child's pose, roll around. You have the feet on the floor. Arms can be relaxed. You can always tuck the arms around your chest as well. Chin towards the chest. Lift your pubic bone. See if you can roll down. Okay, bring the legs so the feet are hip width apart. And so we're going to do a little wiper movement, and I want you to bring your arms away from your torso so that you have a couple feet of your arms away. And some of you might have to move some props out of the way in order to allow your body to take up space. And I'm going to move over a little bit just so I have a little bit of space from the wall. Okay, and your feet are the width of your mat, so they're a little bit wider than hip width. And some of you can let your thighs roll in towards one another. Some of you, they'll touch. Some of you, they'll stay apart. So it's a little internal rotation. We're just going to feel ourselves land here in this awareness of feeling home base. Notice the imprint of your body on the floor. Feel your breath breathing you. Notice on each exhale that invitation to become heavy. We're going to release the front of the body and the hips to end the practice before we go into Shavasana. And so you're going to use the pelvis to lead you into this twist. Sometimes we'll use the legs to initiate the movement, and sometimes some of us use the back. But I want you to lead with the power of the pelvis. I want you to inhale, and as you feel the right side of your hip, your pelvis, I want you to lift the right hip up off the floor. And it's going to start to move. Your hips are going to start to move to the left, and your legs are going to wiper to the left. Part of the right side of your body, your ribs, will come off the floor, and you can turn your head very gently to the left. And then your right big toe and the right inner heel can press into the floor a little bit, just to open that front thigh. Lift your pubic bone, draw your lower belly in to lengthen your lower back. Keep some integrity here as you relax around this inner strength. And when you're ready to come out, you're going to start to roll the back of your hips back on the floor. So the middle of your sacrum, the right hip comes down, and the legs just follow. Head comes back to center. Then you're going to move the left hip, lifting the left hip up. As you roll, the legs will roll to the right. The head may turn to the right. You're going to press the big toe of the left foot, the inner heel into the floor. Lift the pubic bone. That integrity. The pelvis to initiate the movement back by rolling the pelvis back onto the floor. The legs follow. And then you're going to go again from side to side. When you're ready, as you inhale, exhale, lift the right hip up off the floor. The legs will rotate to the left. The head may turn to the left. Inhale, exhale, lifting the pubic bone. Feel your pelvis lengthen down, the sit bones lengthen towards your calves. Widening through the collarbones. We did a lot of work of opening the chest and the side body today. Releasing excess energy. Finding us a little bit more regulated in our nervous system. When you're ready, the pelvis will start to roll back onto the floor. The legs will follow. And then you're just going to go over to your other side at your timing. Left side of the hip lifts as you exhale. Legs transfer to the right. Head can follow if you wish. Press the left big toe, left inner heel into the floor. The diaphragm, the front of the quad. We do feel that we go into hyperarousal. This is the muscle that sometimes shortens. You stay for as long as you want. When you're ready to come out, pelvis rolls back. And then you find yourself on the mat. And then I want you to ask yourself, where do I want to be for the resting place? And is there anything else that I need? So some of you might feel that you want to stay here with the knees bent. Maybe the arms cross over the chest and you stay in this open heart, but the back door of the heart opens. Some of you may feel you want to take a bolster underneath you or come close to a wall. Okay, lean back. Let your hips then rotate up and find a wall. Some of you also have a couch at home. The other option that's coming in is a heart bed. We also had this one that we did where we pulled the bolster really close and we sat sideways on it, which some of you know, some of you it's new. And then you lift up and you lie sideways on it. For me, I like to have my arms tucked back behind me. Also show it from the back. Covering the body. Covering the eyes if you want. Good. Making sure that you feel warm as we rest here. Last week we did alternate nostril breath, which we're going to go back to next week with the hands, but this week we're going to do it psychically. And the education around it as we exhale and we let the breath out the mouth, maybe a sigh or a sound. Feel ourselves becoming heavy. And the breath will just organically start to move in and out of the nose. Feel the outline of our body on the floor, bringing us into feeling more grounded and safe. On the exhale, can you let your body become a little bit heavier? You might notice the hips drop into the floor and the legs into the bolster, your couch. Soften in the air for some of you. Your shoulder blades heavy. Widening through the front of the heart. The spaciousness of your heart muscle. Quietness in your mouth, your jaw, and a slight part of your teeth. We're going to feel as we move through our left side of the body. We rotate consciousness through the left foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky. Left foot, left shin, knee, left quad and back of the thigh, left side of the pelvis, left rib cage, left side of the chest, left shoulder, left arm, wrist and hand, left thumb, index, middle ring and pinky. Feel your left arm as you come up and feel the left side of your throat and neck, the left side of your face, and your left nostril. So this left nostril is connected to our parasympathetic nervous system, our system of regulation, of digest, of rest, of replenish. I just want you to feel your consciousness drop into your left nostril. You might even open and close your left hand a few times just to signal, okay, left side. Feeling that relaxing of the nervous system as we breathe in and out our left nostril with our awareness. It's called psychic Nadi Shodhana. Psychic alternate nostril breath. Feel the breath expanding the left side of the body. left rib cage, left lung. Feel the breath softening out the nostril, left side of the body, releasing. Feel this rejuvenation of the whole left side of your body. This place in your nervous system which offers well-being. Left nostril, left side of body, expanding and softening. And then over the next breath or two or three, you're going to let that go. And then you're going to notice your right foot, your right big toe, second, third, fourth, pinky, your right foot, shin, knee, thigh, right hip, right side of your rib cage, right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, hand, right hand, thumb, second, third, fourth finger, pinky finger, the whole right arm, the right shoulder, the right side of the neck, the right face, the right nostril. So the right nostril gives us energy. It empowers us. It helps to balance the energy so we don't go in excess in our sympathetic. So we're going to feel right nostril, breathing right side of the body. Breathing right side of the body. Noticing this balance of our system of activation. That we can be in our sympathetic, but then also feel regulated. Feel right nostril, right side of the body. One or two or three more breaths. And then I want you to come in and feel both nostrils, both sides of your body, and remember that you are whole, that you are vibrant. Feel both nostrils, feel your whole body. So you feel your whole body, this connection of body, mind, and breath. I'm going to share a piece of poetry to end the class. I started calling myself back, the one inside who loved living, who danced instead of walking, who had sunflowers for eyes and fireworks in the soul. I started playing music again, hoping I would come out. I started looking for beautiful moments to experience, glimmers, so I would feel safe enough to show myself. I knew I was in there. All I needed was my kindness and my effort to come to the surface again. I knew I was in there. All I needed was my kindness and my effort to come to the surface again. Thank yourself for showing up today. And as we come together in community, we co-regulate each other. In the safety of the container that we create in person and online, in this co-regulation, it helps us self-regulate. As you start to feel your breath supporting you, and you wiggle your fingers and your toes, and take a moment to notice, do I need to stretch, lengthen, yawn, or bring in some specific movement? Taking some time to roll over onto one side. If you're on your back, if you're against the wall or on the couch, you can just let your body shimmy away. You can curl up into fetal for a moment and then come to sit either with the legs crossed or the legs straight, your choice. Okay, we're ending this practice by offering ourselves a somatic hug. And somatic practices bring us into the body and make us feel safe. You're going to reach the arms out to the side. Let the arms come back to a place that feels comfortable on your shoulders. Inhale. And as you exhale, wrap your arms around, give yourself a hug. You might rock or circle. This is yours to be however you want. Notice which arm is on top, and we're going to open the arms back out to the side. Inhale. Beautiful. Crossing the other arm on top, giving ourselves a hug again. Offering ourselves this act of compassion and kindness. And then opening the arms out again. Just end with an open heart and release. Maybe have a really good